Thank you for joining us for the news at noon. I'm China Green. We are less than a month away from the November election, and voter pamphlets are starting to arrive in the mail. Some of you have noticed that President Donald Trump and J.D. Vance are not in the Oregon Voters Guide. KGW's Ashley Grams explains why.
Well, this is the voter guide that we're talking about. Everyone in Oregon gets one, but this election, if you flip through, you'll see there's not a page for the Republican presidential candidate, Donald Trump. Several of you picked up on it, including Robert, writing in the Republican presidential candidate page in the Oregon voters pamphlet is not there. Everyone else's is, though. According to the Oregon Secretary of State's office, the Trump campaign chose not to submit a statement for the voters pamphlet. The Oregon Republican Party also confirming this and posting a message on their website yesterday, saying the decision to not submit a statement was made by the Trump campaign earlier this year. If you voted in the Oregon primary back in May, you might remember the same thing happening. The former president did not appear on that pamphlet either, but he did appear as a candidate on the primary ballot. And that's the same situation this November. The Secretary of State's office says former President Donald Trump and his running mate J.D. Vance will appear on Oregon ballots. Those ballots will be mailed out beginning Wednesday, October 16th. And if you're wondering about Washington, well, Trump and Vance do appear on that voter pamphlet. Ballots for Washington are mailed out on the 18th. Ashley Grams, KGW News.
And looking ahead to tomorrow, it's a huge matchup for college football fans. Number 2 Ohio State is visiting number 3 Oregon in Eugene. The Ducks and Buckeyes are both undefeated. This will easily be Oregon's biggest test of the season so far. So we asked the host of Locked On Ducks, Spencer McLaughlin, to finish this statement. The Ducks will be Ohio State if they
protect the football, stop the run game. Those are the two things. You cannot give Ohio State extra possessions, and you cannot let them get the run game established. I feel great about Oregon's defense. I love their skill position. The offensive line is playing well. They're going to get a challenge, but I think they will at least hold their own. And the question will be, does Dylan Gabriel clean up those decisions in the red area?
You can check out our full interview with Spencer on KGW YouTube channel and streaming on KGW Plus. Game time, 4:30 at Autzen Stadium. You can watch that right here on KGW. Then join us immediately after the game for a special edition of KGW News. We'll have team coverage with our very own Orlando Sanchez live on the field. I got the frozen pizzas ready. I got the sodas in the fridge. I'm so excited for this game.
I mean, if the Ducks win, we may hear the roars from Autzen all the way up here in Portland, right? Wow, it's so great we're going to have that game here on KGW as well. So sticking to our football theme, by the way, game time tomorrow, it'll be dry down there. A good bet there will be some sunshine, at least partly cloudy skies, if you will. So enjoy. And then, of course, we have high school football tonight, and our game of the week, the one we will definitely have a camera at, and be one of a bunch of games we'll feature on our 11 o'clock news tonight. Nelson versus Central Catholic. The game is out at the Hillsborough Stadium, kickoff 7 o'clock. It will be dry. I think the cloudiness we have now will be breaking up somewhat later today into this evening. Could be as warm as 65 at kickoff. I think it's at least in the 60s at kickoff, and then 50s during the game. Winds will be light. Well, so far today, much thicker cloud cover than what I was expecting. You see the band of clouds, and radar has been picking up that there's at least a chance of a sprinkle. Now, that same imagery would suggest our clouds should break up a little bit later this afternoon. Right now, we're at 57 degrees. There's Three Rivers Golf Course up in Kelso Longview, so we're all under the same clouds. And if we break up, we'll get up to 70 degrees. If we don't, we won't. That's simple. Your weekend forecast is coming up.
Rod, thank you. We are sticking with weather right now and continuing to cover the aftermath of Hurricane Milton, which made landfall in Florida Wednesday night. Many areas are dealing with loss, debris, massive flooding. At least 16 people were killed across the state, with rescuers still searching for missing people. The Red Cross is hosting a training event today for people interested in helping with volunteer efforts in the aftermath of the hurricane. About 60 Red Cross volunteers from the Northwest are already in Florida, distributing food, water, and supplies, and also providing other support to people who were hit the hardest.
I think it is one of the most profound experiences to go out and work in a shelter after a large disaster, because you're providing hope to people who feel so lost in that moment.
Today's training event runs until 5 p.m. at the Red Cross North Portland location. Hospitals here in the Northwest and across the country are preparing for a potential shortage of IV and dialysis fluids after Hurricane Helene knocked a North Carolina facility offline. The site near Asheville has resumed production but is limiting orders. Locally, Providence, OHSU, Peace Health, Legacy Health Systems tell KGW that they are not experiencing shortages and have adequate backup supplies, though Providence says that it's conserving its supply and is using alternative fluids and solutions as appropriate. OHSU says it's using oral hydration instead of IVs when possible. In an update, we are learning more about a shootout between Portland police and a robbery suspect in Northeast Portland. So this includes new body cam video from police we just got. The video shows police approaching 24-year-old Jesse West near Northeast 17th and Bryan Street on September 26th. Officers boxed James' cars in when he tried to drive away. Police say James refused to surrender after repeated commands from officers.
You're under arrest, Jesse. Under arrest. He's in the back seat. Jesse, you're under arrest. Portland police, put your hands up, Jesse.
After police fired non-lethal rounds towards the suspect's car, a shootout between West and officers started. West was not injured and was sent to the hospital. He appeared in court and pleaded not guilty to 2 counts of attempted murder on Wednesday. No officers were hurt. The 3 who fired their guns are now on paid administrative leave. A Southeast Portland man is facing a slew of charges after a bag labeled "definitely not a bag full of drugs" turned out to absolutely be filled with drugs. Portland police say that they stopped this car Tuesday night after it had been reported stolen. Officers say they spotted that bag inside the car, and when they opened it, they found meth and fentanyl, along with scales, cash, and a loaded revolver. They arrested 35-year-old Reginald Reynolds, who's now facing drug and stolen vehicle charges. Last night, the battle between open farmland and urban development took center stage in Hillsborough. Governor Tina Kotek is looking to leverage her executive authority to make way for a new semiconductor research facility on this piece of property. Before she can make that call, though, state law requires her team to hold one public hearing, which happened last night, and also take public comment. Those against the plan are considering about losing valuable farmland, but supporters say that the plan supports a once-in-a-generation opportunity. If you want to weigh in, you have until October 30th. The governor has to make her decision on this by the end of the year.